So just a reminder that you need to really be sure that all 6 parts of your blog post are on your blog tomorrow. Remember, part 1 is the title, Using Algebra to Explain. Part 2 is a photo with a caption of you in class. Part 3 is the major mathematical part I'm going to grade. So it is rewriting this question as a topic sentence, 3 examples of support from your textbook. For example, how algebra helps you explain number problems, how algebra helps you explain the toothpick patterns, how algebra helps you explain number tricks, how algebra helps you explain magic squares. So we talked about a lot of these different ways algebra helps you explain, and you need 3 examples of support from your book, and then a concluding sentence at the end of your paragraph, which is a lot like your topic sentence. And then embed your project, and then answer these reflection questions in complete sentences, and then end your blog post with another photo and a caption of you in class. And remember, all those pictures are at the top of our Moodle page. And then some of you, make sure that I get these projects today. Sarah, Alyssa, and Sarah. Jabari and Diana, finish them. And Chris, you've already taken care of fixing this, so you're good to go. All right, so today we just did an overview to get an idea of what linear equations are. So we took a situation, and unbeknownst to me, 5 of you already have iPhone 5s. So we decided that this is Jabari. So Jabari's saving money to buy an iPhone 5. His grandparents give him €200 for his birthday, and he figures he can save €50 a month. So the question is, how long will it take Jabari to save his money? How many months until he can afford to buy the iPhone 5? So here's the problem again, and we talked about different mathematical models. What ways do you know to represent the situation? And you guys told me. You said we can make a table with months and euros. We can graph it and look at our graph. We'd have months on the x-axis and euro savings on the y-axis. And then we can write an equation. And we can use all of these to predict how much money Jabari would have in 6 months. And then, is that enough? Okay, we could then use all of those to predict how long will it take until Jabari has enough money to buy the iPhone 5. So this big idea in this chapter is using linear equations as mathematical models. And there are 4 ways to model a linear equation. We can use the words of the problem. We can use the table as a model. We can use the equation as a model, and we can use the graph as a model. So in this chapter, you're going to learn how all of these are related to each other, and they're very useful in problem solving. So the first way that we modeled this was we made a table. You guys all did this at your desk. At 0 months, Jabari had €200. At 1 month, it's €250. At 2 months, it's 300. At 3 months, it's 350. So we just counted by 50s. So at the end of 6 months, Jabari had €500. And you all had that on your table at your desk. Then in terms of an equation, if we let m be the months, what patterns in your table would lead to an equation? And then we needed another variable to represent the savings after m months. And so we looked at the table in your pattern in your table, and at 1 month, Jabari had the $200 from his grandparents plus one group of €50 because he had 1 month of saving, and that's how we get $250. In 2 months, he had his €200 for his birthday plus 2 groups of 50 because he saved €50 2 months. And that's 100, and 100 plus 200 is 300. At 3 months, he had 3 groups of 50, which is 150, plus a 200 is how we got 350. So we carry that out in your table, and eventually we want to know, what is the pattern for m months? Well, we multiplied the number of months times 50 because that's how many groups of €50 we had. So in m months, Jabari has saved €50 m times. So m times 50 is 50m, and we add the €200 we got from his grandparents, and we have a variable expression to represent the total savings. So the total euro, E, is equal to this expression, 200 plus 50m. So if I take the number of months and I multiply it by 50 and I add 200, I get Jabari's total savings. So this is a linear equation that models these words of this problem, and we could use it to solve the problem. So then we graph the situation. So we talked about how to set your window, and then we talked about what each axis represents. You've got your x-axis and your y-axis, and you have to decide which one of these is m and which one of these is the total euros. And Jabari said, well, X is M because that's the number of months you're saving, and Y is your total savings for your euro. And that's exactly it, because your graphics calculator doesn't know M and E, but it does know X and Y. So we graphed that, and we looked at your graph, and when you put 13 in for X, you saw you got exactly the amount of euro we needed. So we use it to predict. And then we looked up the model, it was 850 euros. And using all of your models, we could see that it would take 13 months, because 13 times 50 is 650, and I add 200 and I get my 850 euros. And that's how we use all of these to model a prediction. So just a reminder about Alex, and that was all the time we had today.